Hello everyone. I got tagged by steintanz Tim, and he wanted to see my two favorite knives, and it's been a bit of a challenge. I'm sure a lot of you would agree that finding two favorite knives is almost impossible, but I'm gonna try anyway. So we're going to start up with my work knives. Got two identical. One sheath is a bit trashed, and I made a retention system with a bungee type cord. Got the clipper stainless steel version with a bunch of rubber on, and the Hultafors grovkniv, their heavy knife, and these are standard Swedish work knives, and I use them practically every day, and that's why I think they're a bit boring. So the other types of knives I have is also work related, and they are whittling knives. Have a much finer edge and a tip that is easily manipulated, and I have crook knives as well, but I haven't brought them to the table. This is one as well. Broke the tip on that one, and but I made a little sheath for that one, and it's quite beat up as well. It's been in my toolbox. So those I use very frequent as well. The other knife is a Martini Scout, I think. It's a knife from the 50s, and it's very sharp, convex grind, and it holds an edge like nothing else, and it's one of my favorites, but it's not among my two favorites. This could have been my favorite. It's a knife I made with a fish style handle, fish body style handle, with purple heart in the middle and oak on the sides. The blade is a Burlesto troll blade, but this one is my father's. I gave it to him, so that is not my favorite either. This one I made the sheath myself, and it's a dangler kind of sheath, the same as the Martini, and blade is Damast welded steel and iron together, and it's quite, it needs maintenance. This is silver, but that doesn't show, and the handle is black oak from a ship, and I won't tell you which because I don't want to get arrested. So this was a knife that a friend of mine made. The blade is Knivjärn is called, a known Swedish knife smith, bladesmith. And this used to be my favorite, but not anymore. I have another big knife. It's a Luco blade made, it's Burlesto, and the knife was put together by a man in Malmö named Erik Henningsen. Unfortunately, he passed away for a decade ago about, and he had a very big knife collection with knives from all over the world. Very interesting man. Another knife I got was this cookery. It's the one with the lion's head, so it's a tourist model, and it's probably from the 50s or 60s. A lot of sailors bought them and brought them home. I only have one of those, the nail picker knives. I don't know what you use them for. And that brings me to my odd knives. I have got a rondel dagger with a wedge-shaped blade. Good for sticking in stuff and cutting up cakes. So, big fat pommel to put a lot of weight behind when you drive it through. This is also a rondel dagger, but with a square, how do you call it, bar, and it was used in the same manner. Not good for bushcrafting in any way or capacity. And speaking of big knives, I got this the cheap, the inexpensive version of the cold steel cookery, and yeah, it's inexpensive. Not much more to say. And in Sweden, I don't know about the rest of the world, we had this kind of knife. It was used in harvesting beets, sugar beets I think they're called. And it has a thin blade. You cut off the green part, and brings me to this one. It's a similar design, and I suspect it's from England actually, because it says killed on the shaft, and that's a town in England. So if anybody knows anything about it, I would be glad if you shared your information. It's quite a bit thicker in the back, and about roughly the double width or thickness, and it's got a hook, and can chop off the green parts, and can pick up the beet, chop off the green parts and chuck it away. But it's also good for brush cutting, and you can pull it away, and those nasty stinging nettles and stuff. So this is actually a knife I use quite a bit now. It came, I bought it from a flea market for 10 euros, about 10 euros, and it wasn't sharpened, so it was in its original state. And brings me to my other knife. It's a K-bar Warthog, and it's going to replace my Ultafors skruvkniv in the forest. So for the moment, my two favorite knives are the K-bar for its ruggedness and yeah, it won't break as easily as other knives, as some knives I should say. And this one, the beat knife, sugar beat knife. So it's like a machete, and you can still do fine tasks with the point, and you can dig up roots and stuff with the back. Although I always make tools for digging, and I never use my blades. So that's it. And if you don't recognize the sheath, I put rubber on it, so that's why. And I put rubber on around the strap back here as well to make it less wide. So oh yes, I tried to start playing the flute, but I've never been any good. So the same man that made this one, Eric Henningsen, made this one for me, and this one I can use. So well, now on to the 3 people that I will tag to, so they can show me their favorite knives. And the first one is BC Can Do, Greg, you're tagged. The other one from Finland is Ari Bushwhittler. He does some amazing work with his knife, and knives I should say. And the third one is Jedi Knights of the Woods from UK. And I'm looking forward to seeing your videos and your favorite knives. So this is me for now, and take care and see you in the next one.